And we are live.
Welcome to the Duece and Juice podcast.
Today we will introduce our podcast with our first episode here at the studio.
This podcast will be about multiple things, about just topics that we like and just things going on in the world and about school and just random stuff at random times that we just want to make an episode about.
And we'll have a little bit of comedy on the side as well. So stick around and enjoy. Okay, so like, what would you say that you're into?
So for me, I love skating, surfing, going to the beach. At the moment of the beginning of 2023, I've gotten into graffiti. So tagging and stuff like that, for anyone who doesn't know what tagging is where you make like almost your own signature and create a design, sort of. And you tag it on places. You can even put it on like these little pamphlet sticker things that you can get at like some places that I get mine from is the mail place. I forgot what it's called.
Post service?
The post office. Forgot for a second. But I get those. Like, it's a fun hobby to do. Like, there's a whole, I wouldn't say religion, but like people are really into it. There's a culture. Yeah, there's an entire culture surrounded by tagging and doing graffiti. And also graffiti is, what I want to say is a art form, but also is illegal. So don't there's a time and place to do it,
as we've learned.
Yeah. So just for a little context, one night when me and Juice here were hanging out with another friend of ours,
things went wrong.
Things went a little wrong, and we went outside and walked around his neighborhood, and we drew a paint us on the ground in front of this lady's house that is like the head of like the neighborhood or whatever, who's also racist.
Yeah, not a good idea.
So, which is even worse.
Yeah.
And I drew a penis.
Yeah, I think we really put ourselves on the spot there. I definitely should have told you guys to stop.
Yeah.
I don't know about you, but like I'm pretty sure I was like, oh no.
Yeah.
I mean, I know at the moment we were just like, whatever. But like now looking back, I'm like, oh.
It was really dumb. It was really, really dumb, and regrets were made, but still made it, and it's still a story we can tell one day. Just a little sad story, you know. But for me, I've been skating for about 3 to 4 years now. I remember one Christmas morning, or Christmas Eve one night, I'd asked for a skateboard from my parents, and my dad had gone before because I've mentioned it, and he went to a place called WRV, which is Wave Riding Vehicles, is down in the Outer Banks, and created an entire custom board for me. It said WRV on it. It was like the retro style. I love that board. Learned how to ride on it, and been doing it since. I'm not really into tricks. I want to be. It is very hard to learn and very tricky. It's a mindset. It's a mind game.
The tricks are tricky.
I would say the tricks are tricky.
Mm-hmm.
And been learning how to do that. Buddy here, Juice, he actually learned how to do an ollie a while ago, and has been practicing that, and it's pretty sweet. But yeah, it's pretty cool. Been surfing for about a year now. So has Duece here. He's been surfing for what, like?
I'd say like maybe a week almost. I'd say like a couple days.
You mean like that you've surfed before?
Oh, so I haven't really had any experience. I have a lot of experience with other type of boards per se, like snowboarding. I've kind of mastered that at this point.
Mm-hmm.
But skateboarding, kind of just longboard around.
Yeah, just kind of like a cruiser,
Yeah.
I would say, or like. I would say I'm more of a longboarder. I would say you're more of a longboarder. You know, just cruise and just have fun and just enjoy riding.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna definitely take some time in the near future to really like go to skate parks and just learn how to do tricks and go vert ramp and stuff like that. Because eventually I would like to go down to a place down in California to Santa Cruz, and that's like the capital world of skating, pretty much, where it all began on the West Coast. Is cool as crap, dude. It's just it's just a fun lifestyle, and it's just very enjoyable. But yeah, Deuce, what would you say you like? What is your interest and hobbies?
I think I'm really I like span out in a lot of things. Firearms specifically, that's one of them. I really enjoy that.
It's pretty cool.
Longboarding, snowboarding. I'm like doing tricks on snowboards, which I've been kind of doing for like the past like year or two. I mean, I've been snowboarding since I was like 5. So I feel like I have some expertise when it comes to that. And then skating. I started skating when I was around 10. So it's been about 5 years of me just being an idiot the whole time, like,
Nice.
I haven't really learned much, but I still kind of like know what to do now and then.
Just say you're comfortable on the board.
Yeah, I'm not like super paranoid about falling over and stuff like that. Yeah, cooking, love to cook, and I think some of these topics that we're discussing right now about our interests, I'm sure they're gonna come back up eventually in some of the other episodes that are soon to come.
Yeah, we'll go more in depth of just like what we like, what we enjoy. And one more thing about me is that for anyone out there who knows what like fingerboarding is, it sounds cringy to say, but
Fingerboarding.
A little story. My cousin, when he was in the hospital one time, he got diagnosed with type 1 diabetes, which is a horrible, I won't say disease, but it's unfortunately hereditary. And he got it, and while he was in the hospital, when I visited him, he had a little tech deck fingerboard, and I thought it was super, super cool because he was doing like ollies and kickflips on him while he was in his hospital bed. And ever since that day, I bought one probably 2 days or so later, and been doing it since. So I've been fingerboard, I'd say, for a good 2 years now, because he was diagnosed when he was 10, and he's 16 now. And I've been off and on with it, but I really like stuck with it, or stayed with it for the past 2 years or so. And I've been supporting companies like a company called Slush Colt and another one called not Onatic, but what's that brand called? LC Boards. Also like them, they're cool designs and stuff like that. But yeah, it's been a blast just learning how to do that and doing all types of fun stuff.
Yeah. So what do you wanna talk about? Well, crap.
I would say stuff like about like today what happened. So for example, today we had a car crash like simulator like instruction pretty much. It was a waste of time.
I mean, I heard like it was boring. Like
it was. We
like,
stood out there for like 30 minutes.
Yeah.
And
like a helicopter came in,
Yeah,
like blew everyone in the face with like grass or something like that.
It was just horrible. And it was just the cops came and they showed up and they did like a whole like what happens when you get into a car crash, and the fire trucks came, stuff like that. They took the whole ass hose out and just randomly just sprayed it at the car for no reason. It was kind of worthless, but it was whatever. But yeah, it was pretty cool. It was aight.
I heard like, I don't know, I feel like I heard like they were saying like one of our teachers' names and like a couple of other students, but they kept on saying like they were like overdosing on weed while they were in a car.
Yeah, that was the story.
And then like they like crashed into our teacher, but it was only because it was laced. And I remember I was talking to everyone at the table today, and we're like, you wouldn't die while you were in the car. You would have died beforehand.
Yeah,
because it was laced. Yeah, like they said fentanyl, right, or something like that.
It was like you would have died in like
you wouldn't even have time to get in the car yet. Like you were like prepping all your guys up, and then you just drop dead in the middle of the street. Like there's no.
But it was stupid.
Well, I mean, you want to know what it also shows? It shows what like law enforcement and first responders now what they believe happens when you because it shows that they don't have really any like they don't have any like pure knowledge about it. I don't know
exactly. And you don't know how much they spent on that?
I'm guessing like with the helicopter coming in, all the trucks coming in,
it was
having to haul in those 2 wrecked cars.
It's more expensive than you think it is.
I'm gonna go with like $50,000 to like $100,000.
Oh, okay. So, you were pretty close. It cost $55,000, $55,000 to do a 30-minute demonstration.
Jesus Christ!
It was horrendous. It was we knew all the stuff that they were telling us. It was
Yeah.
this is stupid. Like, we already know what to do. We know not to drink and drive. People are still gonna do it because they don't care.
Yeah.
But it was kind of cool. The helicopter was kind of cool.
Yeah.
And it was. I just didn't like it. I just rather would have been in PT working out. You know.
Yeah, I feel you. I feel like it was a waste of time, and it was also like that hour that the law enforcement and all them had. They could have been, doing other things besides coming in and teaching people what they already know. I feel like, and a lot of people at the table were discussing this. They were discussing this. They were saying, half of the things that they were trying to teach was already known. And, the whole thing about, drunk drivers and stuff like that, a lot of them were pointing out is that, most incidents that happen around here are just people who are sober as well. I feel like they completely blew over that topic. It's mostly sober people just being idiots the whole time.
Exactly.
Which, it's kind of stupid.
But yeah, that happened. It was a good 30-minute demonstration of everything, and at the end of it, they just told us yeah, don't drink and drive or this will happen. I was like, you could have just told us that and spent $200 for the cops just to come and just tell us that for 5 minutes.
Yeah, I could. I'm sitting there thinking about it now, and I'm like, didn't they tell us this stuff in driver's ed?
Yeah.
They told the exact same thing. They had one cop come in and or highway officer, sorry.
Mm-hmm.
The same exact thing that they just demonstrated,
Exactly. But it was,
or they could have brought him into the cafeteria and projected one of the videos on the.
That's what I said.
Yeah.
Too. When I sat out there when I was with some of my friends though, they could have just shown us a video of this. Literally, they could have found it from the 90s or something, old DVD, VHS tape of what just happened.
Yeah.
Pretty much, for $5 on eBay. Super simple.
Yeah.
But it was just an all end. It's a waste of money.
Mm-hmm.
Waste of money.
Just a loss for the county. That's basically all it was.
It's a loss for the county. But what they could have done with that money though, they could have renovated several rooms. They could have gotten us new Chromebooks and stuff for all the old ones, replace those.
It's funny that you say that because I actually cut myself today on one of the rusty edges on the chair.
Ugh.
And I'm sitting there, I'm like, I'm gonna get tetanus. This is it. I'm thinking about it. I'm like, I could really just sue the school for having sue. I could just sue the school for having crappy desks and all this stuff. None of it. Compared to other schools, I know the environment of and the people at different schools is worse than ours. But our school itself is trashy compared to others.
Yeah. I would definitely say that. The more pristine schools.
Yeah.
Around here that are in near us.
Mm-hmm.
Ours is garbage.
Yeah.
Kind of garbage.
I was driving to the beach and I see Currituck High School. I'm like, keep on forgetting that's their high school.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, this is so nice. How big it is. The gymnasium is huge, man.
Uh-huh. And they have a second story. What's that room called? A computer lab, kind of.
Oh, I used to have one of those.
It's nice.
I used to have one of those at my old middle school in Florida. Yeah, we had one of those.
Yeah, I would definitely say this could have been better, honestly.
For real.
Way better.
Okay, so I think I told you this before we started recording, but the new Dead Island game came out, and I'm really interested.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can you tell me about it? Because I actually don't really know much about the series.
Okay, so the original game was set at this island in Papua New Guinea or something like that, somewhere around there. It's not a real island, but some disease had came out. And you're in a nightclub, and all of a sudden you go in the bathroom. I can't remember. You were on the way to a hotel room, and you just see someone jump on someone, and I don't know. It's really freaky, but they jump on someone and start eating them, and then it just pans in this whole thing, to where you're having to deal with this whole island. The cool thing about this, which I like compared to other zombie games, is some people are immune to this strand of zombie gene or virus, So I don't know. I think that's pretty cool. And this new game is set in California, I think. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, California. It's in like Bel Air. You start off in Bel Air, but it's just this whole thing, and like it starts, like it's the whole like West Coast. I don't know. It's really cool. You go a lot of places.
Sounds like a fun game. It's like a free world.
Yeah, it's a free world. So I think I forgot what the game was called. Dying Light. Have you played? I don't know if you've seen that.
I've heard of
it
it.
takes
I've
place
played
in San Francisco, I think, as well. But it's at that same type of style of this open world, like fighting zombies and all that stuff. It's really like the fighting aspect of the game is just awesome, and it's not like super creepy either. Like it's not meant to scare you.
Yeah.
It's meant to be kind of like funny, like dark humor almost. About this like apocalyptic situation that for these characters that you're playing as is now this opportunity to like really shine.
Yeah. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I like it. Definitely check it out later, but we're coming up on our mark of about 16 minutes here, so we're going to end it off here. I enjoy doing this with you, our first episode.
Yeah, man,
I think it'd
back.
be fun of getting back into it, because we had a previous podcast that we called Lean Green, but
We will release those for those episodes.
we will release those in a future time when we catch some
Audience.
audience or whatever that are interested in it. And yeah, we hope you enjoy, to whoever's listening out there. And we will be posting this on our YouTube. We also have an Instagram that we're going to create that I'll put in the comments of this. And I hope you enjoy, and I hope you all have a good day.
And
Thank
goodbye.
you.